Alright. And we're going through a couple times too, but well, 4 times to be exact. So each section of, well, good morning. We're recording now, I should say good morning. So each section of this class, like our warm up, our active portions, and then our cool down, will all move through all 8 chakras, or 7 chakras, through each portion. So we'll have like our seated warm up will be through all 8. Yes, I was like, I want to check my yes, and then we'll move to more active. And actually, but I would say the active portion of the class we actually go through the chakras twice, because we'll go through one set and then we'll go through it again, and then we'll go through it out of warm down or cool down. I can't talk this morning. So there's a lot to this. I do want to just take a quick minute to run down everything that this is going to be a very high level rundown of what we've done the last 7 weeks. The strap is going to be a thinking longer kind of situation. So the blocks are definite there. We're going to be using those a couple times. I think it's really warm in here. Anybody else think it's warm in here? Let me take a second and see if it's on. I know that one's not on enough to make a difference. Oh yeah, it is. It really set by. Jennifer's gonna come in here tonight and be like, we'll just get it all in it. We can do a little bit of fancy things. Okay. All right. So then, so this is our final week of this one. We're going to move from bottom to top about 4 times, and the flow is a little different than what we've done in this class before, but there's no elements that are new, nothing that we've never ever done in here. Maybe some different variations of things that we've done before. So we're going to cover a lot of ground this morning. With that in mind, we probably won't be holding the postures for super long, so it's going to be more like a vinyasa than a hatha. It's going to be a little more energetic because of that, which is probably why we need to keep the airport. It's going to get a little more. So a quick rundown of the chakras before we do our long chant and get going. So we have the Muladhara, which is the root, and that's the seat of safety and security, our grounding. The Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, the center of our emotional selves, our feelings. The Manipura, which is the solar plexus, it's right underneath the rib cage. And this is our confidence and our willpower, our doing. The Anahata, which is our heart, the center of love and loving. The Vishuddha, which is our 3rd chakra, which is our communication center, our speaking. The Ajna, which is our 3rd eye, and it's our thought and intuitions, thinking. And then finally, the Sahasrara, which is our crown, the space just above the top. So kind of above the top of your head. Like, I like to say, like, if you're rubbing this, you kind of feel your hair move a little bit, and you just, that space right there. And that is our spiritual center, our connection to the divine and our being. So this is the fun part. Before each class previously, we have chanted to tune in, instead of chanting our normal Om, we have chanted whatever chakra that we were doing that week. So we're doing all of this. And so, and this is, some people actually, this is a practice for them, a daily practice to just generally align the chakras, and then chant through them. So we will, just as always, we will take our 3 breaths to begin, and we'll chant our first sound, which is the lung for root. And then we'll just take, that's our exhale, we'll take a breath, and we'll move on to the next one. take a breath, and move on to the next one. And I'll cue the breath just so that you know that where we're at, what we're doing. And this, if you forget where we're at, you can kind of open up and peek. But we can we have lam, bam, ram, yam, hum, om, and om. And in case you missed last week, the om for the crown chakra, it's similar to the one for the third eye. However, the mantra is actually the silence that follows. So chant that second om, and it's that pause after, and that little bit of silence that we find in that space. All right, so let's go ahead and find our comfortable seat. Ground down, tuning into your body. Noticing the breath. Notice where it's moving without really changing anything. And then start to take longer, deeper breaths. Take a couple more natural, long breaths. Often we hold our breath, not even realizing that we're doing it, or we breathe too shallow. Taking some time to consciously breathe deeply into our bodies can just be generally soothing to the nervous system. And then if you'd like, you can bring your hands together at the heart center. And we get ready for our chant through the chakras. Take a nice full deep breath in. And exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale. Last breath to chant along. First deep breath in. Breath in. Next breath in. Breath in. In. Okay. Breath in for the last one. Slow deep breath in. Really open the eyes, release the hands. So our first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do our torso circles, which is just moving the chest forward, back, and around. We are doing this for all of the chakras. This is the only thing we're doing that stimulates all of them. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are some postures that are good for more than one. This is the only one that we're doing that focuses on. And what we're doing is we are just simply drawing the energy up from the earth through the root, allowing it to come all the way through all the chakras, all the way through the circle, as big as you like, as small as you like. If you'd like to bring your breath into this, you can inhale as you come forward, and exhale as you move back and around. Deep away. And the next time you come around from two directions, take your circles and dots. You can imagine as you're moving in this city all these things that we're listening. You can imagine that you're visualizing energy as it moves from the ground to the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, up into the throat, third eye, into the crown. Go ahead and make your circle smaller and smaller, gradually coming to stillness, center. Pause here in our easy seat, Sukhasana. Bringing focus into the root chakra. This is a very simple posture to ground, stabilize the root chakra. Then as we move up to the sacrum, we're going to sweep our arms up to the sky and just fold forward, coming down. This posture stretches the low back and creates space in that sacral chakra. Go ahead and push yourself back up to seated. Sweep our arms up to the sky again, and we're going to twist for the sacral or solar plexus. Turn to the right, bring the right knee behind the left knee, cross left knee, the right knee, sorry. Looking towards the right shoulder. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, deepen it into the twist. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale to the left, left hand behind you, right hand across the left knee. Gazing over the right left shoulder. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, coming back up to center, and you can let those hands work down. Moving now up to the heart space. We're going to sweep one arm across our body while we put the other arm behind it. Just stretching our shoulders. Open all the way up, stretching the shoulder blades together, and sweep the opposite arm across. And put the other hand behind it. All the way up. We're going to bring our hands in front of us and release our fingers, flip our palms out and stretch into the sky. Just a couple little shoulder stretches for the heart. My back always pops when I do this. Right in between the shoulders, that thoracic area. Let those hands come on down to roll the shoulders back a couple times and forward. Then we're moving up to the throat chakra. We're going to bring our chin to our chest and we're going to do some neck rolls. Just allowing you to roll over to your shoulder. As you inhale and exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, ear to chin. Just keep doing that in the rhythm of your own breath. Just a couple times, stretching the neck, stimulating the throat chakra. We did a little bit of that at the beginning of class with the chanting. In case you missed it, with the throat chakra, one of the fastest and most efficient ways to stimulate and open that is through your voice. Singing, chanting, all of those things can help stimulate that throat chakra and allow for more open communications. Go ahead and bring your chin down through your chest. And we'll look forward. We're going to grab a block, bring it in front of you. And we're going to sweep our arms up to the sky. We're going to fold forward again, this time bringing forehead down to the block. This is for our third eye chakra. Bringing pressure onto the third eye with the ground or a block. Until the block is more accessible when coming down to the ground. Putting that pressure there soothes and stimulates. Push yourself up to seated, at the block aside. Then we're going to come into just a brief meditation back to easy seat, eyes closed or down to the ground. Considering that space above your head, the crown chakra. Open your eyes. We're going to move to tabletop. And right now you're closing. Oh, we're going to do cat cow. Hold on. Because I like to do things differently from time to time. So actually, we're going to come into child's. So bring the knees about back width apart, feet together, hips to heels, providing any support for your body that can create a block under the forehead. Reach our arms straight out in front of us. Coming down to the ground, child's pose is very grounded. When we come into child's pose, we are grounded into the root chakra. We are giving love and attention to that space. Take a couple of breaths here. Please continue out. It's just supposed to be that sound. And you can go ahead and push yourself back up into tabletop. And then we're going to transition up into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes with the hips up and back. This posture brings protection and strength to the sacral chakra. Then we're going to bring our knees back down to the ground. And now we're going to do cat cow. So we're doing cat cow for our solar plexus chakra. So inhaling, looking forward, opening up the chest, arching the back. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the hips towards your belly, and round the spine to the ceiling, coming into cat. Looking forward into cow. Looking down into cat. The spinal flexion helps strengthen all of the chakras, but those little crunches that we do in cat help build our core strength. And when our core is strong, so is our solar plexus. So feel these. We do one more each. Out at. We come back to tabletop and we slide forward, coming down onto our belly. Bring our hands under our shoulders, zip your legs together, tops of the feet flat on the mat, elbows into the rib, and peel your chest off the mat, coming into cobra. With cobra, we are opening up the heart again. You can come on down. We're going to do something very similar to that, but it is upward dog. We're going to press into our hands and peel our entire torso off the mat. And this is for our throat chakra. We're going to look up. All right, so coming back into tabletop, back into downward facing dog. We are actually going to shift forward into play. Only pausing for a moment here in play. I'm going to move this back so fast. Yes. So coming into play, moving the energy all the way up through the bottom to the third eye. And then go ahead and push back into downward facing dog. And step your feet forward, coming into full forward fold. Full forward fold, we're allowing energy to move into the crown chakra. When we move that blood into the crown, we stimulate that area. Take a couple breaths here. We just move through a lot really fast. Go ahead and let yourself roll up the standing. Shoulders back, chin back. All right. So now we've gone through twice. So now that's the halfway of the run through. And now we're going to move to some standing postures. There it is. We're going to move to Virabhadrasana 2, which is warrior 2, for the Muladhara, the root chakra. So stepping our feet nice and wide apart. Turn the right toes out to point to the short end of the mat. Left toes to the long. Hips, shoulders to the long end of the mat. Then the right knee and stack it over top of the right ankle. Bring the arms out to the side. Flip your palms up, feel your shoulder blades go down. Flip your palms back down and look towards the right shoulder. Noticing that the hips and shoulders are still facing the long end of the mat. Just take a couple breaths here. Straighten your leg and release the arms down. Same posture, different sides. So we're going to turn our right toes in, left toes out. Then the left knee over top of the left ankle. Hips, shoulders, front of the body to the long end of the mat. Arms out to your side. Flip your palms up. Flip them back down and look at the left fingertips. Take a few breaths here. Straighten the leg, release the hands down. We're going to walk our feet together a little bit, not a lot, with our toes pointed out, heels in. We're going to come into the goddess pose, and Utthana Konasana. So we're going to bend our knees, coming into that high squat. Hands can come up as a cactus. And then you can do the Gyan Mudra, index finger to thumb. Goddess strengthens the Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra. Come all the way up out of that. Bring your arms out into the 5-pointed star. We're going to turn our left toes back in to face the long end of the mat. Turn the right toes out. This next one is going to be the Trikonasana, which is the triangle pose. We're going to reach into the right fingertips to bring that down to the right leg. Left arm is extended above you. We are bringing energy in the Madhya, the solar plexus. Go ahead and find an invisible rope at the ceiling, come all the way up. Turn your right toes in, left toes out. And same thing, different side. And your arms out to the side. And follow the left hand down as you come down to the left leg. Right arm extended above you. Gaze in any direction that's comfortable for your body. Grab your invisible rope and come on up. Release the hands. We're going to step our feet together for a moment as we move into this next. This is more of a breath and movement. So this is a standing twist for the heart space. So we'll sweep our arms up as we inhale, then exhale, you'll twist to the left, bringing the arms down. Inhale back to center, twist to the other side. We'll do this a few times. Inhale to center, exhale, twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. One more time, inhale, center, exhale, twist. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. And inhale back to center. Let those hands come down, heart in the prior pose of the heart. I'm going to slide in. I wasn't sure I'd have enough time for sun salutation, but we do, so I'm going to pop it in right here. So coming into mountain pose, Tadasana. And begin our sun salutations. Hands to the heart. Sun salutations are just good for all of the chakras. So technically I lied at the beginning of really wanted the chakras. I didn't know they said that. All right, so let's take a nice full deep breath in together. We'll only do half ones today. Exhale. Another breath in. Exhale. And we'll begin. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the side, leaning back, slightly pushing your hips forward, and then exhale, fold down, lean forward, fold. Inhale, halfway, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up to rise, and lean back again. And exhale, hands together at the heart center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands together at the heart. Do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands together at the heart center. And pause for just a moment. Noticing the energy and how it's moving through all the energy centers. All right, so now we're going to move back into our chakras. This time, now we're up to the throat. We'll step our feet nice and wide apart. We're going to do a full forward fold. So hinging at the hips, coming down to the mat. Bringing hands to the ground, if that's available, or you can bring them to shins. If we want our head to drop down so that the crown of our head is down. You can have a little micro bend to the legs if you need. Let's shake our heads, yes. Shake it no. Do that a couple times, yes. And no. And then again, hinging at the hips, leading with the head to come up. We'll step our feet together. And now we're going to come into Vipassana, which is our tree pose. So if you need something for balance, like wall, chair, pillar, window, whatever, find yourself wherever you feel safe to do this next posture. Find yourself with your feet planted firmly into the ground. And then let's start doing our weight over into one foot. You choose which foot you'd like to start on, whichever foot automatically comes to you. Let the opposite foot come up onto its toes next to your ankle. And we'll turn our knee out, rotating that hip outward. And you can stay here if this is enough balance for you today. Or if you'd like, you can float that foot up into your calf or your thigh. We just don't want to press against our knee, as that could hyperextend our knee and cause some troubles there. And then if you feel safe to do so, you can stretch your arms out into any position to create your tree. And then when you're done being a tree on this side, you bring those arms down, turn that knee in and let that foot slide down. Shake out your standing leg a little bit and shake both legs up to 6 seconds. Then we're going to try that on the other side. So coming to nice solid foundation in your feet. Let's begin to bring our weight over to the other side, opposite side from what you just did. Bring that one foot up next to the ankle. Turn that knee out. And again, your kickstand is balanced, so you can stay right here. You can float that foot up in to your calf or thigh, just not your knee. Arms up when you're ready. And then when you're done, bring your hands down, turn that knee in and slide that. Shake it all out. All right. So now, and that was for the third eye. I forgot to mention that because the concentration that comes in with balancing postures stimulates your third eye, because that's what we're thinking. All right, so this next one is so simple, and it's just mountain pose, Tadasana. So feet are out, hip width apart, parallel to one another. So mountain pose, even though it is a pose that looks like we're just standing here, it is an active pose because we are concentrating on rotating those feet in. Most of us, our feet do this naturally when we stand. Like stop for a second to stand naturally. And take a look at your feet. Okay. There we go. That makes sense. So we're going to just take our feet in so that they're parallel to one another, and you can feel how that actually changes what's happening in your life. So then for mountain pose, your hips rock forward slightly. So it kind of creates an arch in your back. The shoulders will roll down and back so your chest opens up. Lift your toes off the mat, just the toes, and let this come down. And that allows you to plant into all four corners of the feet. And then you can bring your hands out to the side, open and ready to receive. This is our crown chakra posture for this section. And that is because the mountain pose allows us a moment of pause to connect to our spirit, to our source, to the divine, to whatever that looks like for you. Release the hands down. All right, so now we're moving into the last run of the chakras. So we may hold these a little longer because we are starting to do that a little bit. And we want to allow plenty of time to transition. So our first one for our root chakra is going to be the Malasana squat. So feet at whatever distance makes sense for your body. And that may change when you come into the squat. The idea here is we want our feet to be planted on the mat. So that may mean stepping your feet out further or in closer, whichever is for you. And also your body needs to fit in between your knees. So if I step out, I have to step out kind of forward. And so I'll squat down and my body fits between my knees. My feet are flat. My elbows come into my knees. And you can come into this at whatever depth feels good for you. You can bring your hands together at the heart or down onto the ground, whichever feels safe for you. Just take a couple deep breaths here. This is opening the hips and supporting the strength of the Muladhara. Transition very carefully down to seated. We're actually going to be coming into staff pose next. So that's legs straight out in front of you. All right. So for staff pose, I like to have a blanket underneath my sit bones, simply because I know I've been to this before, but we'll do it again for fun. When I come into this position without a blanket, this is what my doctor does. Like, I can try, but when I do this, I feel like I'm gonna fall back. So it's not easeful and comfortable for me, and I cannot straighten my back effectively without something to lift my hips. You can see the difference, the change that happens with my hips, and I kind of edge to the, or scoot to the edge of my blanket, and you can see almost instantly, this is way more comfortable. So we're gonna have our feet are rotating inward, so they're obliquely to the side. And this is where, if you can reach down and grab those toes, go ahead and do that. If not, let's bring a strap around the feet, and the strap can be a blanket or a scarf, a towel, anything that you can wrap around your feet and use like a belt, even. Take a nice, full, deep breath, small spine. And exhale, fold down into your back. Stretching the backs of the legs, stretching the low back. That low back is what we're working with here, the sacral area of Svadhisthana chakra. Take a few breaths here. Go ahead and release your strap if you've got one. Come on up. So this next one is a twisting posture. All right, so this next one is called, I'm gonna give you the Sanskrit first, and bear with me, because this is a little bit of a challenging Sanskrit for me. It's the Ardha Mat Sindrasana. And it's the Lord of the Fishes pose. I've read about this and I still don't understand why they call it this. Like, I've read the story, but it still doesn't make sense. But it's a twist that involves a certain positioning of the legs. So we're going to take our right foot and tuck it back into our left hip. We're going to take our left foot and cross it over the right knee. Now, if you're bringing, if your hips are tight, flexibility is limited, and you're not comfortably bringing this foot down onto the mat, you can put a block underneath it, and that can help there. So when we're here, we're going to take that right arm and hook it around that left knee and bring that left hand behind us. And you can see the twisting motion that we're doing. So looking towards the left, twisting to the left. Just a couple breaths here. Go ahead and unwind and release the legs. Take just a quick pause on the easy seat to give our hips a second. What's that called again? This one's called Lord of the Fishes. And the story is something about a fish wife. And it still didn't make sense. So, because I'm like, well, why is it called that? Because I like to learn the etymology of the Sanskrit as well as the wider. I mean, some of it's very obvious. Yeah. But like warrior two, the Sanskrit from that is Virabhadrasana, and Virabha is a warrior in Hindu religion. Thank you. My words today. All right, so now we're going to take that left foot, tuck it back to our right hip. Take the right foot across the left knee. And this may feel different on this side than it did on the other side because we're different on each side. So it may feel better, it may feel worse, tighter, looser, whatever. All right, so we're going to bring that left hand across the right knee, right hand behind you, twisting forward to right. I'm not sure I mentioned, but this one is for that solar plexus chakra. Twisting action. And solar plexus. And then you can do that. And then you can go ahead and unwind, me back to center. Come back into easy seat. It's easier for me. There's really only a couple more things left to do before we get to relax. Keep a block. Okay. All right. So for this next one, we're moving up into the heart space. We're going to do some spinal flexing here. So we're going to bring our hands out in the cactus shape. This, pinching our shoulder blades together, opening up through the heart. This is our inhale. So you inhale here. And then when you exhale, we're going to fold everything in, tucking in, bringing elbows together. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Go ahead and do that a few times. Opening and closing. Space in the heart, flexing the spine. Let's go 2 more times. Opening, closing, opening, and closing. And then just come So neutral spine, or let your arms come down. So this next one, this is another vocalization for the third chakra. And it's actually kind of fun. And I do this one sometimes during my preschool yogas that I do for the Head Start. And it has become a requested thing. There's one little boy who, it's so cute, most of them think my name is Yoga, which is, so I get a lot of, hey, Yoga, which is really super cute. But they really love this one because it's noisy and it's fun. But this is called the humming breath or bee breath. And so basically you inhale in through your nose. And when you exhale through the small little hole in your mouth so that it almost like buzzing. So it's like a it feels funny on your lips. So let's do that a couple times. Inhaling in and then buzz. Inhale in. One more time. So the last active posture that we're doing is for the ajna, the third eye. So we're going to come into butterfly. So bringing our feet together, come into a depth that allows you to fold comfortably so that your head can come down onto a block. So that may mean that your feet are a little further out than possible or than normal. And if one block isn't enough, you can stack them. The idea is to come into this posture while making this connection of the third eye and something, the ground, the blocks. Take a few breaths here. Push yourself up out of this. Go ahead and make your way all the way down onto your back. Savasana, our restful pose, is actually our final posture for our crown chakra. So the reason that Savasana is good for the crown chakra is because it allows us a time of pause to go inward, to consider our thoughts, to make that connection with spirit, with the divine. Come into this in any way that allows you to be comfortable. That could mean something under your knees to help take the pressure off your lower back. On you as we start to cool down in Savasana, it can help, it can get a little too cold. We must remain comfortable with it. And as we move into this posture of rest, I'm going to invite you to take a moment to bring focus to each chakra, starting at the root, the Muladhara, bringing the red light into that space, moving upward to the Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, with the orange light, traveling further to the solar plexus, the Manipura, with its yellow light, traveling up into the heart space, the Anahata, with green light, coming to the third chakra, the Vishuddha, with its green light, moving to the third eye, the Ajna, with indigo, and then finally, this is the top of the head, at the crown chakra, it's purple. Take a nice full deep breath in. Exhale. Remain here for just a few more moments. You begin to take small movements back into the body. wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. You roll your wrists, ankles. Anything that you to stretch or move in any way that you feel if your body's asking you to do. And when you're ready, you begin to make your way up into seated. I think you roll over to one side and then pushing yourself up and just rock and rolling up. Coming to Sukhasana. Taking just a moment to reflect and notice. Notice how your body feels, how your breath feels. Notice the energy as it moves through your body. And if you like, you can bring your hands together at the heart center as we begin to close our practice. Bowing down to your inner brightness. Allowing yourself to be filled with gratitude for showing up for you today, for taking care of you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. It's an honor to be in service to you today. Thank you. Yay! We can hear the series. So, no class Monday. It's like Monday, and I'm actually going to be gone Sunday night, and we'll be back until about midday, Monday morning. So then we'll resume the following Monday. We'll probably take a couple of weeks of just a regular practice, no special themes or anything like that. And then I'm still trying to decide where we're going to go to next. And once I have that kind of figured out and planned out, then we'll jump into another series.
That's I know so little about it. Certainly related to my fall Halloween.
So yeah,
Like
so something that we could potentially explore is related to like Ayurvedic principles, where we dive into what the fall season means energetically. Because fall is closely related to like waning moon. It's related to Vata energy in Ayurveda, which is like this airy kind of energetic energy. So yeah, that might be something that we could do just in a few weeks, going working through different things in the Vata pacifying things. So, yeah. All right, well, thank you. And thanks to those who have tuned in online. Hope you'll join us for the next one.